decorative elements. So at the same time that they are often shown as isolated and singular, they are re-embedded into a visual system which will not allow us to fully think of them as autonomous and on their own. All four sets confuse the question of autonomy by their very existence as just that, sets. At the same time that each plant is drawn as an individual in complexity and in detail, we are, as a consequence of their physical bond to other images, unable to conceive of them as external to the visual system of the artist's construction and organization. These artists' construction of systems ask us to consider biological systems, the scales of which run from very small, seen in Le Moyne's later watercolors, in which he calls attention to the individuals as systems in themselves, with excruciating attention to articulating connection of different parts, to the slightly larger systems, when we consider that all subjects exist within the canon of English garden variety of plants, to the slightly larger still, as we see in de Passe's text, which expands the scope to include far more, far rarer, and newer plants. These sets' existences as systems is both one of their most important characteristics and one of the things that has been most difficult for me to grapple with as a researcher. These collections defy consolidation. We cannot look at each set all at once, but can only take them in sequentially, or by sequentially observing their pieces. But paradoxically, the artists have still built entities that each speak rather effectively, with a fairly unified voice, to many of the discussions about how one ought to consider, study, and represent plants. Discussions which are also happening in the then infant but growing fields of botany and natural history. Despite an impulse to consolidate and to collapse, these artists have built complex visual networks, the connections, structure, and organizations of which I hope to explore more fully as my research moves forward. Thank you very much.
That was good. That was worth staying up after lunch for. So, questions? 4 minutes, please.
Do we think Le Moyne tinted woodcuts himself?
They were painted probably in his workshop, the workshop that he's working with to publish these things, and certainly under close supervision, but probably not on his own.
Can you talk a bit more about the metaphor?
When I mentioned that, I was thinking about, I read about flower painting in Northern art, that there's a big genre that's just basically portraits of flowers. And a lot of what's going on in that genre is using flowers and their temporariness, the fact that once you pick them, they will to die, as metaphors for life and death and the fleetingness of everything. And what's interesting there with that comparison is that a lot of times in that genre, there is a signifier that we're meant to read these things as metaphor. There's one artist who uses niches. He'll paint his big vase of these flowers in a stone niche, and that's meant to kind of click in your head that, okay, we're not thinking of these things literally as flowers. And that's interesting in relationship to what we're looking at here, because there isn't that stone niche. There's nothing that clicks us over into that metaphorical realm. We're looking at these things as different kinds of objects, and with different relations to reality, but certainly not in that metaphorical zone, which is interesting.
I have a question just about that image. It seems to me, tell me about that what's odd about it is that he wants to give each piece of fruit its own identity, even if it's in a group, so that they seem like wax or something. Is that how he painted? Is that an accurate observation, or is it?
That's very much what's weird about it to me too. Especially, it's the last image in this particular set of watercolors. So you're flipping through all of these other images of these really lively and vibrant and unique, distinct fruits and flowers with kind of their own identity, and then you get to this at the end as the closing move, where again, like you said, it's these odd wax-like figures that he doesn't. To me, there's a weirdness in boundaries between them, where
Oh, yeah, the facade is really, it's
Yeah.
right, it's very strange.
Yeah, the edges between. the-
It's harder to paint than a more fluid.
Yeah, the difference in edge between background and edge between the food screen is
Uh-huh.
something that's very, especially in the context of those.
How much work was still life an important genre?
Just a bit.
Yeah, I mean, is it,
I'm not quite sure. I know part of why this is interesting is that this turning to nature and to subjects of nature is something fundamental about this time period. We're turning to observe nature, and I know I think still way kind of plays into that. I'm not quite sure.
Well, related to that, I saw like rotten roots, and was this part of the project to classify? Did we classify it or?
That's another reason why this is kind of an interesting set, is that it falls kind of outside of that milieu of scholarship and deliberate recovery of the classical past, because there are people at this time that are doing that, but this is it kind of brushes up against that, and the attempts that we see, especially in the later look at to impose legal systems, but without having that be explicitly the motive behind things.
thank you very much.